It's the West Tigers podcast, somewhat of what you might call a little bit of a bonus episode. Not a full episode, and one of the rare occasions where it's just me and one other person, and it's Steve Stretton. Good evening, Steve.
Hey, Joel. How you going?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. A lot of response to our podcast that we recorded on Sunday night. It was a tough podcast. What's interesting, Steve, and not to blow our own trumpet, I haven't seen anybody say that we were wrong, that what we said was inaccurate or unfair or we went too far. Everybody seems to be like you've pretty much said what we are feeling, which is very validating.
Yeah, I think that's it in a nutshell, Joel. People want a voice, and people are feeling frustrated and have felt so for a long time. You know, like I think we said this the other night. It wasn't the 70 points put on us last weekend that really is that important. It's the fact that was basically the straw that broke the camel's back, if you like. That was the moment where everyone just said, this is it. And I suppose that in the position we're in, where we do have a bit of a public voice, albeit a little one, people have identified with that and jumped onto that and said, yes, we agree with you. And now it's important, I think, to take that to the next step.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one thing. We will continue to talk about it on the pod. People are having their say on the socials, but we thought, well, maybe this is the time to perhaps culminate and bring this together into a petition. And the petition is primarily based around what was your idea, Steve, which was a review is the best way forward. A review that is thorough and exhaustive and goes from top to bottom is the best way forward, because that way we will have the answers. Because as we know, sometimes change doesn't make things better if you don't know the full story. So kudos to you, Steve. But that's what we're aiming for, isn't it? Is to get that review done.
It is, and the whole thing from my perspective and others, I imagine, around the review is, I don't like jumping on the pod or even just in general conversation or, on the forums and making statements without at least some of the information. I don't like to speculate, and I don't want to jump on and say we've got to sack Justin Pascoe or we've got to sack Lee Hadjivantalis, because at the end of the day, I don't know. Like, I've got an opinion, as you do, and we all have opinions, but I don't know exactly where the fault lies in this problem. All I know is that our senior governance and management is obviously broken because nothing is working. And so the idea of the review is to get West Ashfield to actually find out where is the problem and then fix it. And I can't think of a fairer way to do that than in a comprehensive, independent, external, exhaustive review.
Which is not an uncommon thing for an organisation that is struggling to do. I mean, we're not reinventing the wheel here. It's a fairly standard business practice. If you've got an outlet or an arm of a business or an entire business that's struggling, generally consultants come in, they find out what the problems are.
Yeah, and the only difference here, I suppose, is when organisations do conduct a review, it's usually senior management or a board level that have identified there's a problem and then bring those consultants in, as you're saying, Joel. Whereas here, our senior, West Tigers level anyway, our governance and senior management don't seem prepared to do that or don't perhaps see the need to do that. And as has been mentioned before, there's a lot of crossover between the West Tigers board and the West Ashfield senior governance. So the difference here is, as stakeholders, as supporters and members, we're trying to put pressure on that senior governance at West Ashfield in particular to say there are thousands of people out there that love this club and aren't happy with what's going on, and we want you to do something about it. We can't call a board meeting, and we can't state a claim and we can't demand that a review happens. But we can put pressure on those that do have that authority and try to get them to see that is the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. And just to elaborate a little bit further on your earlier point, this is not at all personal. This is not about this is not a witch hunt. This is not about I have no personal problems with anybody at the West Tigers. This is all about performance. Are the right people in the right seats? Are the people that are charged with making the decisions, are they the appropriate and best trained people for those positions? I mean, that's what we want to get to. Is it's the old bus metaphor: are the right people in the right seats on the bus? Sorry, Ivan Cleary, I've stolen your bus, but you know my point, Steve.
Oh, absolutely. And I'd just add that it's just also about passion. We're all deeply passionate about this club and this football team. And we want to see it succeed just like everyone else. And it just breaks our hearts week after week when we just see chronic underachievement when it seemingly it doesn't have to be like that, you know?
Yes, exactly. That's right. As I said a couple of months ago on the pod, it was that realization that realistically we don't have any competitive disadvantages. Realistically, there's nothing standing in our way. It's not like we are in Perth and we're trying to convert an AFL community or anything like that. We are right smack bang in Rugby League Central. We've got a really, really great brand. We've got a really great history. It's all there. And that's why we need this review, because we need to know why it's not culminating in high performance.
Yeah, and once you identify that, then the most important step in any review process is then to develop a plan to rectify the identified problems. We don't just want to be like the English cricket team when they lose a test match and just have a whinge. We actually want to be proactive and say, all right, problem has been identified. How then are we going to fix it? And put in place steps to fix it, and you can call that whatever you like, call it a strategic plan. And in my humble opinion, that's where we just fall down terribly, is in the development and the actioning of a proactive, not reactive plan.
And for ourselves and our fellow Tigers fans, we don't have a democratic pathway to be able to elicit any change within the club. We can cancel our memberships, which I think is something that's happening. I know, as everybody knows, I've done that myself. Some people will do that, some people won't do that, but there seems to be a lot of people that are saying that they're doing it, which is interesting, which is definitely setting the club back, but it may not have the desired effect. Whereas what we're trying to do with the petition that we've launched is to try and give everybody a voice. We're trying to show that we have these numbers and to show that there is that unified voice for change. So it's one of the rare occasions where you, as a West Tigers fan, get the chance to actually, put your name to something.
Yeah, absolutely, Joel. And like our thinking is to be able to present this petition to West Ashfield in some form or another, and we can only do that if we have thousands of signatures. We can't have any strength of argument if we've only got 200, 300, 400 signatures. We literally need thousands, and so if everyone who listens to the pod and is on part of the forum or just gets the petition through any social media form, if they have a passion for West Tigers and believe in what we're saying about trying to bring about effective change, then it's really important that people, sign that petition so that we can go to West Ashfield with strength of numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is our intention. We will leave this open for a period of time. Hopefully the numbers come through. We want some good, strong numbers. And then we'll try and maybe arrange to have a meeting with West Ashfield, or we will provide the results to them, and follow it up and make sure that if you do go to the trouble of signing the petition, that we're going to try as hard as we can to make sure that it equates not just to them knowing and not just knowing how we feel, but hopefully, potentially, maybe to them having to rethink their strategy and maybe open the door to going down that route of a review, which we've already agreed is probably the right way forward. So yeah, so we need the numbers first. So really simple, guys. We've made it as easy as possible. Just go to westtigerspodcast.com.au and there's a great big banner on the top of the page. It says West Tigers Review Petition. You just click on that link. It'll open another page, which is all electronic. And you basically just sign the petition. You just need an email address. And that's about it. It won't cost you anything, and it shouldn't take you more than a minute or so. And if you can, please share it on your socials. If you know other West Tigers fans, get it around. This might be something that's a very important moment for West Tigers and West Tigers history, because this is the first time, really, that anybody, as far as I'm aware, has been able to do anything like this. So it's exciting, Steve.
It is exciting, and it's great that we have the opportunity to actually bring people together. That's what, when I talk about the ambush, like when we started the ambush, that's what that was all about, bringing people together. And this is just another way of doing it, bringing like-minded people together for a common cause. And we love our club. We love our club dearly, and we love riding the wave of success and trials and tribulations with our club. But it's important that we do stick together now, I think, and work together to voice our concern, which is really what we're trying to do. And as you stated beautifully, there's no hidden agenda. There's no axe to grind. It's just wanting the best for our club, and so that we become the successful organisation we should be.
Good on you, Steve. Thank you. And if you haven't already, everybody, get on there, westtigerspodcast.com.au. Click on West Tigers Review Petition and sign it, and we'll look after it. And as I said, tell your friends as well. Thank you, Steve. Have a good evening.
You too, Joel. Cheers.
Rising up, straight to the top. Had the guts, got the glory. Where the distance now, we're not gonna stop. Just a team with a will to serve.